Pretty good session. Good to get a move around, get a sweat on. Did as much as I could without the hand. Now I'm just going to head home and get in the sauna, have an ice bath. I'm cold.
What's up, fight fans, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most anticipated potential matchups in the UFC, Jack Della Maddalena versus Islam Makhachev. Is JDM the man to stop Islam's dominant reign, even in a new weight class for Makhachev? Let's break it all down. The preparation for a fighter like Islam Makhachev is no joke, and Jack Della Maddalena knows it. He's gearing up for a monumental challenge against a grappler renowned for his suffocating wrestling and ground control. Jack's coaches are pushing him hard, refining his ability to scramble and escape from dangerous ground positions.
Yeah, that's a wrap. Wednesday morning. Pretty good session. Good to get a move around, get a sweat on. Did as much as I could without the hand. Now I'm just going to head home and get in the sauna, have an ice bath. I'm cold.
After grueling sessions, recovery is paramount. We see JDM utilizing ice baths to aid his body's recovery process. These cold plunges are vital for reducing inflammation and muscle soreness, especially when enduring the kind of high-intensity workouts needed to prepare for a champion like Islam.
Yeah, it does fit, I think.
Sometimes I reckon it's harder, even if like I come in and I'll just like dunk and then stand up and then dunk and then stand up and then like 5 times. Probably only takes like 20 seconds to do it 5 times, but I reckon that is all day.
Yeah. You didn't get a dog or something?
I got a dog.
Dude.
She's just she's a bit of a away.
Oh, really?
I'll bring her out.
Meanwhile, Michael Chiesa gave credit to
Established fighters and analysts are weighing in with their perspectives. Michael Chiesa, for instance, was highly impressed with Jack Della Maddalena's performance against Belal Muhammad, particularly highlighting JDM's ringcraft. Chiesa pointed out how effectively Jack avoided being trapped against the cage, a zone where Belal often excels.
We have to give credit to Jack Della because he did such a good job not getting boxed in. He was able to change stances, strike from both stances, and avoid the pressure from Belal, because if Belal can box you in and get past that black line, you know, he's gonna, and when I say black line, it's the octagon within the octagon. There's that black line right by the fence, and if he can get you past that black line, that's when he pours it on the thickest, and he did a good job using his stance changes to not get boxed in, forced Belal into taking long shots, and forced Belal to fight his fight. So I got to give credit to the former champion. He fought a great fight outside of his wheelhouse, which is his grappling, but credit to Jack Della for fighting a great fight.
Does he beat Islam, do you think?
I mean, we'll see. I mean, it's Islam's a big boy, and he's a very smart fighter. I don't know. You know, we'll see if the Craig Jones magic can pay off. Is Craig Jones really the kryptonite to the Dagestani style of fighting? That remains to be seen, but I'm here for it.
On the other hand, former 2-division champion Henry Cejudo sees the fight going differently. Triple C believes Islam Makhachev has what it takes to defeat Jack Della Maddalena and capture a second UFC title, viewing it as a logical progression in Makhachev's quest for greatness.
I think Islam Makhachev is going to beat him. I think he's going to become the 11th double champ in UFC history.
Islam tweeted, keep it shiny, keep it nice for me. JDM, I mean, it was kind of like the perfect comeback. He was just like, yeah, come get it.
Keep my belt clean. Okay, so the has begun, dude. That fight is set. That fight's going to take place in October, Abu Dhabi. I think we all know that. We're no longer going to get Ilya versus Islam Makhachev just now.
Amidst the grueling demands of a high-stakes fight camp, Jack Della Maddalena also makes time for his family, ensuring he maintains a sense of balance and mental well-being. Spending quality time with his loved ones provides him with a crucial sense of calm and reinforces his motivation, reminding him of the reasons he pushes himself to the limit in the gym.
As if she's just fine.
Hey.
Hey. She's so like, fucking bad. So
What's that?
What do you think it is?
Yeah, a boy.
It's a microphone.
Yeah, a boy.
Hello. So tell the microphone, how old did you turn, Frank?
UFC Hall of Famer and analyst Daniel Cormier views a potential clash between Jack Della Maddalena and Islam Makhachev as an electrifying, high-stakes encounter with significant implications for both fighters and their respective divisions. Cormier believes the matchup gains even more intrigue if JDM continues his upward trajectory, especially considering Islam would be venturing into a heavier weight class.
Jack Della looks the way he did last week, and it's very, very intriguing fight because we've never seen Islam Makhachev fight up at 170 pounds. We've never seen it. We've never seen him have to compete up 15 more pounds. Yes, he is a big dude, but in terms of full-on stature, is he big as Jack Della Maddalena is? And also, if he thought he may fight International Fight Week, how small had he gotten? And how much time does he have to put the weight back on the right way before he moves up to 170? A lot of questions. But it's a big-time fight, and we'll get into the X's and O's as we get closer. But right now, we're talking the story. We're talking about a guy that just beat Belal Muhammad to become champion, now getting challenged by a 155-pound champion.
However, Renato Moicano shared his thoughts.
Renato Moicano offered his thoughts, suggesting that the odds for a Makhachev versus Della Maddalena fight should be considered even. While acknowledging Islam's dominant grappling and his significant size for the lightweight division, Moicano pointed out that ascending to welterweight introduces a new set of challenges.
So Islam versus JDM.
I think they probably should be even, because even though Islam is a good grappler, he's big for 155. He's moving to 170. We never know, I think he needs to take some time to work on to gain weight, to gain power, to gain strength. So that's why the odds are even, and I think they should be even.
Aljamain Sterling gave a particularly strong opinion, predicting a dominant victory for JDM. He feels the matchup would be so one-sided in Jack's favor that it could diminish the hype for a future Islam versus Ilia Topuria fight.
You picked JDM to win. Now he's got a big challenge in his first title defense against Islam. Do you think he's got what it takes to beat an Islam Makhachev in his first defense?
People are going to say it's a wild take, but I reckon JDM smokes Islam. Shins him so bad. It's going to be so bad that the Topuria Islam thing will just be gone.
So you think Islam's wrestling won't be a threat to JDM just because he's a lot bigger?
He's a lot bigger, and when you watch JDM, you put him on the end of mid-range, he's just going to throw. That's hard to shoot in on. He's not going to be able to just abuse his size against him either. I think Islam's in for a rude awakening.
Javier Mendez, Makhachev's coach, shared his perspective, stating it's difficult to definitively say if Jack would be Islam's toughest test yet, but he confirmed that Islam is very eager for this specific matchup. Mendez emphasized Islam's world-class skill set and relentless training regimen, adding that JDM would be stepping into a level of competition he hasn't previously encountered.
It's hard to say. It's hard to say if he's a harder challenge. I just know Islam wants this one. So for me, that's the challenge I want, and it's the challenge that I know Islam's going to be, supreme over, because I just know his skill set. I know what he brings to the table, and he brings an incredible work ethic along with skill set in every area. So, Islam is a whole different animal than the Jack's ever been involved with. So if that fight does materialize, we're going to see a hell of a fight, and you're going to see Islam perform at an absolute incredible level. And also, the weight is not super big for him either. So he's going to be a fairly decent welterweight. So Islam won't be a small guy. He'll be a decent welterweight if that fight materializes.
MMA analyst Luke Thomas commended Jack Della Maddalena for his striking prowess in his recent victory, noting that while Belal Muhammad performed admirably, JDM's stand-up skills were clearly superior.
I really think that, you knew the striking prowess of JDM, if he could just have enough time to get it going, would be enough. I think Muhammad somewhat overperformed relative to expectations, but in the end, JDM was better. But the defensive lapses, to me, I know we have to focus on like how good JDM is as a striker, but what could have cost him here was the incompleteness of his defense. And to me, he took a quantum leap forward today in showing how good that was. Now, again, trying to turn that defense into offense by trying to go for some of those ill-advised takedowns, especially in the 5th, and then you're getting kind of lateral dropped for it. You do that against Islam, and I think that's a huge mistake. Islam just doesn't make a lot of mistakes, right? He doesn't necessarily have, at times, always the flashiest offense. I mean, he does have very good offense. We're talking about the pound-for-pound #1 guy in the sport. But what really defines him is that he makes very, very good decisions. I have to tell you, Islam up at 170 to me is exciting. I know what everyone's going to say. Oh my God, the best fight you could have made in MMA was Ilya versus Islam. I'm not denying it. I'm not in any way asking you to feel differently about what was the best fight that could be made. But here's what I am trying to tell you. Islam up at 170 could be something really special. It could fizzle too, but I'm trying to point out the positives. It could be really special. For him to become a double champ could be a very big deal. Makhachev and JDM next doesn't mean you actually can't get Makhachev and Ilya at some point. It could be he goes up against JDM and maybe he doesn't get his ass kicked, but maybe he just kind of loses and you're like, oh, all right. Then you go back to 55 and you can see what's up after that. So it's not even a case that you can't get it. But my point is, Islam at 170, if he gives us 3 or maybe even 4 of those, is a treat as far as I'm concerned. Like him vying for double champ status, he's earned it. He gave Volkanovski 2 cracks. He accepted one of those on short notice, and I know it was like shorter notice for Volkanovski, but nevertheless, accepting to fight Alexander Volkanovski on very, very short notice is still risky no matter who you are and no matter how much prep. And he gave him both of those. He did one of those fights in Volkanovski's home country. He's earned it.
That's it for today's video.
So there you have it, fight fans. A deep dive into the potential mega fight between Jack Della Maddalena and Islam Makhachev. JDM is putting in the work. The experts are divided, and the stakes couldn't be higher. What are your thoughts? Can JDM defend his turf against the lightweight king? Or will Islam make history by becoming a 2-division champion? Let us know your predictions in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more MMA news and analysis, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Until next time, take care.